So Deftones went and copied Loathe. Yep, you've heard it here first. By releasing their first single in 5 years on album release day at 1 in the morning. Thanks, Deftones. Hopefully I'll be able to do the next one. Well, this is going to be a quick one, but boy is it full of blustering energy. Alright, it's me, I'm back again. Just want to draw your attention to this new album by Nuvolascura called How This All Ends. If you've had enough of 2025, and most of us sure have, in your angriest days, stick this one on to let Erica do those cathartic screams for you. Never heard of this Los Angeles band before, but boy is that city the epicenter of reasons to scream this year. This is the third album by the band. Their first was in 2019, so they've been up against it since the start, really. As a side note, I would say that State Faults released one of my top 3 albums of last year, and if you liked that album as much as I did, or if you're excited about the upcoming Boneflower album, or maybe you just liked hearing Poppy on Suffocate on Knox Loose's album, then I think you'll really like this. It's Screamo. If you like I bloody love Screamo. Takes me back to the good old days of 2003 when I saw Converge and Folly in Hoboken, New Jersey, and on that fateful historical day, and then a year later, me and the Folly Boys went to Syracuse, New York to see Ed Gein. So, here I am 20 years later talking about similar music. It's all just a little bit of history repeating. So what have we got on the menu? So what have we got on the menu today? A Warner Child. We've got 10 tracks for you. Sadly, at only 22 minutes. So, yeah, you're going to hear me saying, I wish it was longer a lot. Starting with this amazing opener, track 1, If Portals Are Linear, You'll Die Soon Enough. Bang! Straight out the gate, we've got some great heavy guitars and some awesome staggered drum beats and screams, just endless screams. What more do you need on a hot summer's day when you're worried that the sun might cook you down to the bone? I'd have happily had another 5 minutes of this. Strong start to the album, had me hooked immediately. It's one of my faves. If you like this, you'll like the rest of the album, etc., etc. It also reminded me of this Italian band I used to like called The Secret. And then we've got track 2 called And In The End You Threw It All Away. This is joined at the hip with feedback from the previous track. It's a slower track, but I like that the drummer isn't shy around getting the toms involved. So many drummers really do tend to leave the toms alone, but the ones that do fully succeed in my eyes. Sadly, just as this thing starts to get cooking, it's over. Following that, we've got track 3, Why We Never Return to the Moon. It's a real moon theme I've got going this year. This song has some clean moments, but it's also got some blast beat moments. It's a very frenetic song that again goes straight into the next one, as if the album is all just one song full of broken parts that live will require some water, a towel, some deep breaths. It's good stuff. Track 4 is Figment of Reality. It's definitely one of my faves on the album. It's got a variety of some clean guitars, and even some singing at one point. Now, granted, I haven't checked out any of their other albums, but if their next album is like this, but all the songs are 3 or 4 minutes long, it'll be good stuff. Her scream sounds so good over the clean parts, and yeah, I should have actually said that if you like Svalbard, R.I.P., you'll like this. And then we've got track 5, If At All. Now, speaking of 3-minute songs, or at least the desire for them, this is a 1-minute song masquerading as a 3-minute song, as half of it is filled with this interesting room noise loop. Sadly, though, it's probably my least favourite on the album because of that. It does have some really nice sparkly picking, which I'm an absolute sucker for, but it's like this really great guitarist, mind you, just couldn't come up with another riff for the song, so it just stops, which is a shame, as I do wish it kept going. But it sounds like Erica's fallen into the phantom zone. Following that is Chordiform Projection. Back again are the blast beats and the fast siddly riffs. But it breaks up into this really cool strumming punk rock bit that I loved. I bet this is the mental one live. It's also got a quiet part, and it's just another fave on the album, frankly. It's an amazing track. I'd have happily had 10 minutes of this. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll take another 20 minutes of this one, please. The drummer's like, no way. Track 7 is X Cryptids. Starting clean for a change before it erupts. Some people think, normies, that because I like screaming, that I like all screaming. It's not true. I just think her screams gel really nicely with the guitars. She's at the perfect pitch for this, whether that's her natural range or if she's aiming for it. This good stuff. There's a palm muted riff in this that I absolutely love. Again, I really like the way the guitarist writes. Big fan. Track 8 is Last Embers of Awareness. I like how some of the songs flow into each other with feedback. Speaking of palm mute, you want to hear these palms muting those strings? It's a monster of a track. Track 9, Before You Disappeared. It really should be a crime for any band to have a 1-minute song. But here we are. One of the weaker tracks for me, sadly. And last but not least, track 10, Polar Destinies. It's the longest track on the album at 6 minutes. It's quite the finale before the curtain closes. Starts out like we're in the 80s in a warehouse, and you can hear the echoes of And Justice for All. And then it gets surprisingly strummy compared to the rest of the album. It's a good track though, hopefully a sign of things to come lengthwise as well. Everyone's going for it on this thing. The drums, the guitars, the bass, the screams. It's all, honestly though, it's the guitars that won this today compared to all the other albums. I'll tell you what, I don't normally listen to this music in peak summer, but come autumn, this is going to get a lot of spins. I just love hearing people scream. I'm not there in the hammock with my feet up like, oh yeah. But when you're in the mood and when you press play and this is exactly what you want to hear, it's the best. The metric of music in this modern age is to say that you've played your favourite album 250 times in a year, so you can call yourself a real fan of your end of the year wrapped list. But when I was growing up, my favourite albums would get played maybe 50 times a year max. And I cherished every second when I listened to them. So I think that's what will happen with this. Like I say, I won't be playing it all day long, but when I do, I'll deeply, deeply love it. And that is why it is my album of the week. And that's it. All they need is longer songs, and I'm sure more praise will follow. Even if it means if she has to scream less, or they'll figure it out. I wish the lyrics had been available, but other than that, you've got to check this thing out. It's good. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully some surprises next week. Get the second half of the year going. Until then, peace.